Hi, I'm Ben, and this is my podcast where I share interviews, tips, and ideas to help you build a better marketing strategy. Now, this is the 5th of 6 episodes in which I'm walking through the foundation level of my marketing strategy. I'm going to give you ideas, advice, and guidelines in a simple step-by-step process that will work for any startup or business new to marketing. The episodes I've already covered are planning, stats, website development, and search engine optimization. This episode is all about social media, and business is yet to come. Basically, everything's going to give you the tasks that you need to do to give your marketing strategy a great foundation. If you want to catch up on what we've done so far, then everything I'm talking about is available online now at ratherinventive.com/marketing-strategy. For now, here's part 5, and it's all about social media. Enjoy. Okay, social media. So I'm not going to talk too much about social media here because there's a lot of things you need to cover. We'll cover that in the pro section of our marketing strategy, but there are a couple of things that you do need to do. Make sure you've got a personal LinkedIn profile. That's what task 30 covers. And the reason for this is when people search for you on Google, one of the first entries is likely to be from LinkedIn. So if they're going to search for you, and particularly if you're building up relationships, that's your business like I am, people are going to search for your name. You're going to come up with a LinkedIn profile. They're going to click on that and they're going to read what's on the LinkedIn profile. So I would make sure you've got an up-to-date photo, not one of you that's at a wedding where you've cut out your partner. Maybe there's a bit of drink in your hand. Get a proper photo of you taken if you can, a professional photo. If not, just take a really good selfie or ask someone else to take a photo of you. Camera phones are great nowadays, so there should be no excuse for that. Just a couple of tips on lighting. If you do take your own photograph, make sure you're standing ideally outside with the sunlight on your face. It'll look so much better. And if you're worried about wrinkles or looking old, that light will help sort of wash that away. What you don't want to be is in an area where there's poor lighting, because it will just make you look old and no one wants that. So make sure you get a really good photo, a great headline if you can. Perhaps you could use that strap line that we worked on before in one of the earlier tasks, and just make sure all the profile elements are up to date. So I've got a few tips here. I'll let you run through that in your own time. But yeah, key professional photo, good summary, and a really good headline that gives an example of how you help people in business. The next thing I would ask that you do in social is to set up Google My Business. Now, Google My Business is really good if you are a local business and you know that people are searching locally for a service like yours. Maybe Accountant Cirencester is a great example for that. If you are a local business, you need to have Google My Business set up because of the way that Google biases its own tools to come up first in search. So you may have noticed that when you search for a local business, local takeaway, something like that, that you get this top 3 list of business entries, maybe next to a map, so you can see where they are. That is all powered by Google My Business. And if you aren't on Google My Business, it's possible that Google has got your data from another directory, but it might be inaccurate. It may not have the right images on there. The location may be incorrect. I've definitely had that with clients before. So make sure you go and claim your location on Google My Business so that you can control how you're seen there, and it's going to give you a chance of being found in that local search, which is absolutely key. You know, there's no point going and trying to do national search engine optimization when you can't even get the local stuff right. So definitely get on Google My Business. Now, to help you with that, I've included a webinar I did with a friend of mine, Heidi. Heidi's lovely, and she's sort of got a tourism directory business and also a marketing business of her own. So we do a sort of co-webinar where she's talking about Facebook and I'm talking about Google My Business. If you want to watch the whole thing, please do. There's a link to it here. However, if you look at the embed, it's just it's going to forward straight to the bit where I talk about Google My Business. Definitely think it's worth you setting up an account and then watching this, because I go through a very basic review of your profile to make sure it's all up to date. Hi, just dropping back in here, as that was such a short section. Here's some bonus video from the webinar I just mentioned. Enjoy.
How to reach local Facebook people, because we quite often are posting out on Facebook, or we're getting people liking us on Facebook. And do we really know where they're from? Or do we have a strategy as to who it is that we want to target in different areas of the country, and how do we do that? So what we thought was, because tourism, which is kind of tourism and leisure is the sector that we're focusing on with these sessions, has had such a horrendous time over the last couple of months, we're bringing tourism back on a very localized level. So what that means is that we want to get people moving around the counties, enjoying things within an hour's drive time, perhaps. So how do we target them and keep those people aware of us through our Facebook pages? How will people find your page? You've got a business page, they're members of the public. Your business page can't talk to them directly. So that's what we're going to have a little look around, how we can capture those audiences today. So first of all, you need to spoon feed people. Now, let's make sure that you're doing the basics to get people to find your page. If your page is a Herefordshire page, make sure everything is set up with all of those county details in there, those location details in there. Make sure every area of your page is set up on that story side, on that about us side, and make sure those keywords and phrases are in there that you want to be found for. Think of Facebook as your micro website that is putting out instant information, because Google is still looking at Facebook in a very similar way to how it might look at your website. So if you are wanting to put particular messaging in there, make sure that those keywords and phrases that people might be searching for that are applicable to you are in your information on your Facebook site. Now, you might think it's not important. It really, really is. If I'm looking at somebody's Facebook page, I want to know when they're open. I want to know where they are. I want to know what their contact details are. I want to know the same information as I would on your website, really. So make sure it's there. It's your first starting point. And then when somebody is looking for things and they're Googling, your Facebook page will come up, because probably you're updating your Facebook page more often than you're updating your website. So it might even, for you, rank higher than your website page.
If you found this podcast interesting, then you might like my marketing club. You can join for free to receive regular tips and advice so you can become more effective in marketing your business. Pro members get access to my live webinars every single month, along with all the previous webinars I've done. It's about 2 years worth now. There's even a podcast version that you can listen to while you walk the dog. You can find out more by visiting ratherinventive.com/club. That's ratherinventive.com/club. Bye for now.